Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and I'm going to do a random collective reading. And the message I got during meditation today is, what lives in you? What lives in you? And that got me kind of thinking on like, I'm going to do a Celtic cross for this one, so it might be a little bit long. But that got me thinking about like, okay, so let's pretend for a second, because I get a little weird with this, where we create our own reality and all that stuff, but that can get kind of like victim blamey, and I can start getting really pissed at myself, right, if I'm too much of a perfectionist about that, because I try to be a perfectionist, believe it or not, but failingly. But anyway, let's just say, for pretend, like, what emotions are living inside of you, and is that being reflected back to you in your reality? And this is a collective reading, so that is the collective you, which includes me. I'm a you also, and you are me. All right, let's not get trippy. But anyway, if you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. And Nine of Wands. We're like in the final countdown. Why am I singing that? We're at our wits' end. We're in the last of something, but what are you seeing that's really exaggerated? Or, I mean, and I'll use myself for an example, like, nothing ever works out for me, which is a total fucking lie. Crazy, amazing things have worked out for me, but I still have that in me, that nothing ever works out for me, right? Yeah. Damn. Ten of Swords crossing the Nine of Wands. Ten of Swords, that's defeat, betrayal. I always get betrayed. I never get what I want. And whatever, like, what are you feeling or what is being reflected back to you? Just look at it in yourself. Look at your self-defeating thoughts. Like, this isn't a blamey kind of thing, but just pretend that if the things that you are going through right now are they things that you would never believe, but actually really, truly, deeply believe would happen to you. And I realized too that in my journal a lot, I always write like, everything is always working out for me. But, you know, sometimes I write that with feeling and other times not so much. And I realize that it's become a habit. And like, sometimes we can even have good habits that, like, if they lose the heart behind them, like if we're not feeling it anymore, we're just writing like, I'm a beautiful person, and to like get it done, there's something going on with intentionality and our thoughts, like and our actions. Like, what are we really feeling in our heart? Now, I do believe that there is utility in doing things, even if the feeling behind them is tough to conjure. Like, for example, when I started when I started like praying for people that I didn't really mean it, I did it anyway, until finally the feeling caught up with the prayer that I was making. So there's usefulness in that. But like, if you're just sitting down going, I got to make a gratitude list just because I do, and to get it done, it's not living inside of you. So like maybe there are good habits that you have built over the years, or over time, that like you are doing the good habits, but the feeling isn't catching up, like that it's not living inside of you. It's just something that you're doing. So what are the intentions that live inside you? What are the feelings? Because that's what we're being met with on the external. It's like we're getting to a higher level of education with all of this, where things are going to pop up and you could be like, well, but I'm doing everything right, and I'm thinking everything that I'm supposed to be thinking, or even if you're not, but it's like we're working on that. We're working on the nuances of our lessons, because in like the deep, like, hold on a second, pause. Deep within, the subconscious card that we got is the Ace of Swords. So here we have like the 10 of Swords, that, you know, the 9 of Swords, we're on the last leg of the journey. This is don't give up before the miracle happens. The 10 of Swords is, but I'm so fucking tired, and I've been betrayed, and I've been, you know, wah. Like that's what's crossing us. We're like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Can I just fall asleep and not do this anymore? But deep down inside, it's like we have to create new thoughts. We have to be all new. Like, no, we're on the 9th leg of our 10 wand journey, and we have to, we're still working on our mind. It's like there's like 100 mind levels to each wand. Let's pretend that. And then we're going to start out. I mean, you know, we're never done. So we're done. So it's just going to keep going on and on like this. How about that? Like, what lives inside you? Can you at least like change that? I've mentioned this before, but sometimes I go, what if it's like this forever? This like thing that you hate. That would almost be like a freedom. You know what I mean? Like if I could just accept, all right, fine, it's going to be like this forever, then I'm going to change me, because that's the only thing I can change. Like if I have no control over these outside circumstances, recent past, we're coming from the energy of taking care of ourselves, knowing our worth. So we've been working hard. We've been like, you know, and when I say working hard, I kind of feel like this is on our healing journey, you know, on ourselves. Give yourself some props. You've been doing the work. We have a 9, a 9, and a 10. We've come a long way, baby. We've come a long way. All right, what's conscious? What do we know? What are we going for? And we got 2 cards. All right, the Sun and the Hanged Man. The Sun is an optimistic card. It's things being brought to light. It's new beginnings. It's you know, being open to what's new. You know, the Sun in astrology represents like God, the father principle. You know, the moon is the mother principle. But you know, it's like we see it, light is being shown on things. But the Hanged Man, it's like a purgatory card. It's kind of like a waiting period. We're in the waiting room. I told somebody that the other day. I was like, I feel like we're like, actually, I was saying that I think the astral realm is kind of like getting weird, and it seems ghosty around. But it's this weird kind of like things are shifting, and the ghosts are like waiting in the waiting room of Beetlejuice, if you've ever seen that movie. It's just kind of, everybody's like, all right, this is new, this is different, what's going on? But it's fucking weird, not all good, you know. The light is shining in more. What are we moving into? The 7 of Cups. The Seven of Cups, things are foggy, they're unknown, they're uncertain, we don't know what to do. This is like, don't jump at a choice. When I look at this card, it's kind of like he doesn't know what's emerging from all of those cups just yet. It's time to wait. Like, he might feel like he needs to hurry up and make a decision, but it's not the best time to like chase after something or be like, this is exactly what I want. It's disillusionment, confusion. We're going to be moving into some fog. Yay. Enjoy that. But it's uncertain times. It's just uncertain. The sevens are kind of, in numerology, it's like when we're getting kind of to the point of manifestation. But I was telling this to somebody the other day, like, say you're manifesting a Porsche, and then somebody gives you a Matchbox car Porsche, and you start seeing Porsches everywhere. And I remember in the beginning of manifesting, I would be like, damn it, that's it. Like, that's not what I meant. But no, that those are signs that what you have manifested is coming. But a lot of people get discouraged and give up at that point. They're like, well, fuck, that was some bullshit. I thought I was going to get an actual Porsche. Anyway, I don't usually like I don't know. Sometimes I think with manifesting, we get stuck in like the money mind of, what is wealth? But anyway, the lens we're looking through, Six of Swords. This is a good lens to look through. The Six of Swords is moving into a quieter mind space. The water is tumultuous back here, but it's clearer up there. It's like we still carry our swords, but we're not fighting with anybody. It's not like bright and sunny where we're going. We have hope, we have faith, we have, optimism, but we know that we're in a waiting period. So the Six of Swords is like a quieting of the mind, sort of when we integrate like the painful experiences that we've had. We take stock of our swords, we have them with us. So we have our all of our thoughts, but we're like collating them, we're like putting them in order, taking them somewhere else so that we can kind of take stock of what's been going through our head. That's like the lens that we're looking through, the perspective that we have on the situation. So we could be kind of like moving away from others, creating space. I feel like we're doing exactly what we need to be doing. That's what this this reading feels like. But the message coming through of what lives inside of you, that I think that's kind of what we need to be doing while we are in this space, not jumping towards the next cup, not choosing the next thing, but really it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of like when somebody gets a divorce and then jumps into another relationship without really thinking about or processing what didn't work out in their previous marriage. And that's all fine and good, whatever, we can do that. But I feel like we're at a point where we could jump into the next thing like, well, fuck, that didn't turn out. Well, dude, like, give it some time. And also maybe things are working out another way, but before you jump into the next thing, like, figure out what happened, what transpired, where are you causing your own, like, where are you getting in your own way? Where are your true feelings on the matter? Like, where are you kind of energetically putting bullshit into the external? How do like other people, what's in the environment? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So what's in the environment? We have the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So the Five of Swords is like fighting, conflict, win at all costs, being brutal. but like bullying came to mind, like forcing things to go our way, or like he can go back into the fight, but he's looking back on it and being like, do I really want to get in that shit all over again? And that came out with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my peace over here. I'm just gonna keep my peace. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna observe. The Queen of Swords, that's air, the element of air. So it's communication, our mind, our words. And I always kind of say that the king like speaks and the queen listens. It's not 100% that, like it's more complicated, but the queen is like receptive to what is going on around her. She does speak, but she's well thought out. She's logical. She has foresight. She doesn't get overly emotional. So this kind of feels like what's in the environment. Like, well, what do you want to be in the environment? Like, do you want to be at peace, or do you want to like get in to everything that's all fucked up? And getting into everything that's all fucked up, that's an okay choice too, because whatever your soul needs to grow is kind of what you're going to get into right now. But at least observe what kind of like feelings and deeply held beliefs about yourself that you are energetically putting out there into the world, because you're probably meeting those in a big ugly ass form, exaggerated and clownish, so that you can easily recognize it. That one to come out. Hopes and fears, Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is like, keep on keeping on, work. Eight of Pentacles is like, I'm working on something, I'm putting something together. This coming out in the hopes and fears spot, it's kind of like, all right, is it just going to be like this forever? Am I going to have to keep doing this? Can I keep doing this? Just keep doing this. Just keep doing it. The final outcome, the Four of Pentacles. I feel like there's a number of things coming out with this one. The Four of Pentacles is like kind of holding your cards close to your chest. It's not taking really risky activity or like risky chances. The Pentacles are earth energy. So that's like our finances, our home, family, all of that. He's holding on to the Pentacles. He has a pentacle on his head and one under each foot. And I always say, like, he's got what he needs, but he can't move. He can't open his arms to receive more. So all of the cards have like, are kind of double-sided, multifaceted, but with that one especially, are we clinging, or do we need to like rein it in? Or are we too open? Are we giving things away? Do we need to dial back some? Only you know where you are in that spectrum, right? And it might be that we need to kind of like tiptoe on the fine line between both of those things. We want to be open to receive, but we don't want to be too open so that we're like, giving away all of our energy in return for just being fucking tired and drained. So we have self-care here. We have we're in a new mind space, or we need to be in a new mind space. We really need to reflect on what it is that we truly believe about ourselves, like what is inside of us that we are meeting out in the world. Because I feel like what it is that we hold about ourselves. All right, my phone was ringing off the hook. I had to get it. Anyway, I think we were on the final card. And then I had to eat a peanut butter sandwich because I'm starving. That's just how life goes. So, the Four of Pentacles. Hold on to what you need to hold on to, but make sure that you're not holding on too much. I do want to pick an oracle card to top this off. And this deck is kind of cool. It is messages from your guides. So Let's pick one of these. It's like, don't allow yourself to be taken down by the feeling of defeat, okay? Don't adopt a win at all costs attitude. Don't really like attack anyone from being in an extremely mental place. You know, you want to be calm and measured and be at peace before you make any like tactical moves. Be like the Queen of Swords, because you want to see what is living inside of you energetically. And I don't just mean like, this is a little bit more ethereal than it's like, what are you anticipating? Take a moment to do whatever it is that you want to do with the spirit of love in your heart. And you can even do that still being angry, I feel like. Well, all right, there are like 6 cards in here where spirit cheats. Actually, where spirit is like, yo, asshole, figure it out. Normal children. The white ones actually have meanings and the black ones do not. They say, go meditate, bitch. And we got the black card that says message of forgiveness. So go clear your head, focus on forgiveness, focus on compassion, understanding, whether it's forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And remember that it always goes both ways. Like whenever I see, like, memes are incredible ways to do shadow work, because whenever I look at a meme and I'm like, oh, so-and-so needs to see that, I'm like, hang on a second, Zube. Like maybe you need to see that. It's like we have to turn things all kinds of ways, because I think it's like Nietzsche, when you stare into the abyss stares back at you. Like it's like so sneaky that you become what you hate, you know? Anyway, I gotta go because I am loved by some people, hated by others. I do love you. Thank you for hanging around, and I will talk to you soon. Peace. Namaste.